there's wrongdoing here, right? There was definitely wrongdoing. Whether it should have been a crime is a separate. What's the wrongdoing? What's the wrongdoing? All right, number one, it's paying $130,000 to a porn star to keep her quiet. That's to try to protect your campaign. Can we at least agree that's wrong?
That's not illegal. It's not
illegal. I didn't say it was. No. I just said moral versus legal.
Wrong. Are we talking moral?
I made it clear. I'm making it clear. For a minute, I'm talking about morality versus legality, right? There's no doubt that he engaged in.
All right, I'll tell. Here's my response to that, and I said this on my show the other day. I don't know what kind of weird marriage these two have. Same as I didn't know what kind of weird marriage Bill and Hillary Clinton had. So I don't know what their covenant is in terms of what he's allowed to do on the outside of his marriage.
But again, I don't mind the sex, but when you're paying but I'm not talking about the sex. I'm talking about the $130,000 to keep her quiet to protect his campaign.
Immoral? There's nothing wrong with that at all. Nothing.
Really? Okay. Look, again,
if somebody runs for office, they just lose the right to have any privacy. They just have to let us see all of their dirty laundry from the moment they declare forward, or somehow they've done something morally wrong or legally wrong.
When you're doing it to protect the campaign and you are spending money on it, then now I'm going to switch back to the legal. You are now crossing the line into legal problems. Right?
You aren't. That's absolutely not right.
What's going on, everyone? It's Talks with Kenny here today. We're here to talk about the Trump's, campaigning, I guess. And I want to give more, time went by. We got more news, more days got to digest. And I kind of want to hear some of the reactions that's been going on with mainstream media. The left has been really trying to repeat themselves over and over and over again. The fact that Donald Trump is a convicted felon, people are low information voters can fall to misinformation, disinformation. But how can the Speaker of the House, essentially, they're trying to play this little moral grandstanding on the news to their left-wing audience. And I'm going to show a clip of it right about now.
I don't know what you make of this, but he's not a normal person.
Right. Well, so the question is there selective amnesia when it comes to Trump? Are we truly the United States of amnesia, as Gore Vidal used to say? And to some extent, if you believe these polls, there is a certain amount of amnesia. And so I was actually glad that they covered some of that press conference the next day, the day after the guilty verdict. But it was interesting, and so many of the lies were so blatant. I mean, the idea that there's an army of Chinese soldiers coming from Mexico. I mean, I don't even know how that would work.
Right.
So I do think it is important to unpack the lies, but, you have to real-time fact-check him, because otherwise this information just goes on, and his supporters repeat it. What I think is interesting is they have been desperately trying to spin this verdict in all different ways. They say it helps him. And then you have the Speaker, the United States Speaker of the House, right? Number two to the presidency, saying that the Supreme Court should come in and overrule this verdict. There's no mechanism for that, but it shows that they are really panicked. And
so, Jen, this is the problem, that if one is a low information voter, you can understand how we've seen so many examples of repetition. People will say things that they hear them say. But we're not talking about low information people. As Molly said, we're talking about the Speaker of the House. We're talking about that red tie brigade of politicians. We're talking about everybody who wants to be his vice president. Very senior people, some very powerful, some very influential, who are parroting exactly the same lines about how this is a banana republic and this was a witch hunt and this was a political prosecution.
I mean, you haven't, this is my problem with the left-wing media. This is why I say that most journalists are overwhelmingly leftist, Democrats, liberals, and this is their bias coming into play. They didn't even articulate why the Republican Party believes, and conservatives and Trump's supporters believe that this is a rigged election. They don't even put out the outline of the argument because they know they can't really debate it. This is one of the reasons why they say it's a banana republic, right? Community Notes wins again. This reluctant prosecutor, you see the narrative, and this is what I'm talking about. This is why I say the mainstream media is a left-wing operative. It's liberal propaganda. They're not here to educate you. They're not here to inform you. And they have the audacity to tell you, oh my God, you got to worry about misinformation. You got left-wing websites. I think the lady in the clip, she's a correspondent from Vanity Fair. You got these websites like Vanity Fair. I think they made an article where they say that critical thinking is dangerous. Doing your own research will mislead you into misinformation, aka you're going to believe things that's not conducive to our narrative. These people hate being questioned. Look how they frame this story. This reluctant prosecutor just made Donald Trump a felon. Trying to act like, oh, look, Alvin Bragg didn't want to do it. Alvin Bragg had to do it. He was forced to do it. Like they always, this is my problem with the mainstream media, the left-wing media specifically. This is why their whole digital media industry is hollowing out. It's because you guys do not cover things honestly. You try to frame this man as some, oh, look how virtuous Albert Bragg is, when his whole campaign was based on the fact that he would get Trump. Community notes, he campaigned on prosecuting former President Donald Trump. He was not reluctant. But this is the narrative they want to put. But these are the people that's supposed to give you accurate information. And it's no wonder that 59% of Americans see the mainstream media as a threat to America. Because you're not here to inform us. You're here to get us to believe a certain narrative. And this is why they're mad at the Twitter's in the hands of the common people. Because this is the voice of the people. This is the clip that you saw in the beginning, how this reporter's like, oh, he was guilty of falsifying records. And she's like, how is it? It's a legal expense. He paid his lawyer. That's a legal expense. Just because the federal government, aka New York state government, did not agree with the how he falsified make it make sense. You can't even comprehend properly what the hell they're talking about, because all they're trying to do is justify getting Trump. All they're trying to do is rationalize why they had to get Trump and not make it seem like it's political, because the real reason is it's political. I sold this on my live stream on Friday. President Bill Clinton agreed to pay Paula Jones $850,000 to drop her sexual harassment lawsuit. So this guy in the intro, right? Let's hear his words again, just in case you guys forgot, right?
It should have been a crime as a separate. What's the wrong? There's wrongdoing here, right? There was definitely wrongdoing. Whether it should have been a crime as a separate. What's the wrongdoing? What's the wrongdoing? All right, number one, it's paying $130,000 to a porn star to keep her quiet. That's to try to protect your campaign. Can we at least agree that's wrong?
That's not.
So it's wrong to pay someone to keep your campaign. And the argument that Megyn Kelly make, so all your business should be out there when people come out the woodworks and try to accuse you of something. It's like Brett Kavanaugh all over again. This was going on with Trump. So he was a lawyer. Michael Cohen was a lawyer. He wasn't a fixer. He wasn't none of this. He was a lawyer. He dealt with her, made her quiet, and then he went to Trump and said, "Hey, Trump, this is $130,000 that you have to pay." Oh, okay. I paid my lawyer that amount because he paid it. Michael Cohen paid it, not Trump. Trump didn't pay him directly. But in this case right here in front of your face, 1998, President Bill Clinton agreed to pay Paula Jones. I guess he paid it directly. So are you going to prosecute Bill Clinton now? Because if you're trying to say, if this narrative that the left-wing media try to put, I just show you MSNBC, this whole narrative, oh my God, Trump's talking crazy. You got to fact check Trump in real time. But y'all don't even fact check yourselves in real time. And this is why people don't trust y'all. This is why people don't listen to you. And we're supposed to take you as authoritative sources? Get out of here. Typical liberal logic. Contradictory logic. And Trump is getting more support than ever before. Let's take this is a quick click. He got interviewed by Fox and Friends, and you're going to hear a little snippet. He's ready. He knows this is helping his campaign. And I'll show you the results of why I think Trump is so confident that he's like, hey, do it. Put me in jail. Jail me. I dare you. Let's take a look.
The judge could decide to say, hey, house arrest or even jail. It could. How do you face what that could be?
I'm okay with it. I saw one of my lawyers the other day on television saying, oh, no, you don't want to do that to the president. I said, you don't beg for anything. You just, the way it is.
Trump's like, I'm not going to beg. He's like, do it. I dare you. Do it. Look at the support he got. Look, we're going to show.
Power in the building.
We're going to show. Look at the support like he's getting. This was, I think, 2 days after he got convicted. He went to New Jersey to see UFC. And look at the response that Trump got. I'm going to put it full screen so we all can see this and observe it with our own eyes. What is your eyes telling you? Not what the mainstream media is trying to get you or convince you to think. Because that's the difference between propaganda and the truth. The truth, it doesn't need no one to sugarcoat it. It just is. The narrative, it has to be believed. It has to be enforced. It has to be catered to. It has to have defenders. But the truth, only thing the truth has to be is either vindicated or not. That's the truth. The truth can stand on its own. Does this look like somebody that, like, look at the reaction to this crowd. In New Jersey, by the way, I have to put that in there before someone comes in the comment section and say, oh, there were paid actors. You know, these people reaching. Let's look at the clip.
Tonight, that's a funny man right there, Theo Vaughn, with us and supporting one of his own, Dustin Poirier. QB1 NYJ, Aaron Rodgers, alongside his former teammate Mercedes Lewis, also in the building, former President Donald Trump.
That sound like I'm like, they don't have this. Imagine believing Joe Biden wasn't fit to stand trial, but he's somehow fit to be the leader of the free world. Make it make sense, right? Joe Biden, no one's above the law. Everyone's held accountable. But you, but Bill Clinton, but Hillary Clinton. It seems like if your last name is Biden, Clinton, Obama, Pelosi, it don't seem like you get held accountable for anything. No one's above the law unless you have a D next to your name. That's what my eyes are telling me. What are yours telling you in the comment section? Let me know. And Donald Trump isn't fit to be president because he was convicted in a sham show trial in Manhattan. Team America versus Team Banana Republic. This is some of the arguments that MSNBC doesn't articulate to their audience. They just mischaracterize people, frame them based on their imagination. Oh, Trump's going nuts because he got prosecuted and he can't. He's negative reaction, or gaslight America. Oh, America is the United States of amnesia. You guys just forget everything. But you know, I didn't forget about Bill Clinton, 1998, essentially doing the same thing that he did that you accusing Trump of doing. But I don't see y'all going crazy over prosecuting Bill Clinton. No, it had to be Trump though. This is what people are talking about. This is why people say it's politically motivated, because we know damn for sure you're not going to go after Trump. Here's another example. Wikipedia entry for Donald Trump now highlights felon literally in the second sentence, long before mentioning that he was a frontrunner to be the 47th president. This game is so obvious and is becoming more disgusting by the day. America's disgusted by this. Look at this. In the second paragraph, U.S. president convicted of a felon as of May 24, 2020. Like people are pissed off, bro. People are motivated. Breaking: Trump campaign has received over $200 million in total donations since the guilty verdict in New York. And I remember this Republican commentator, I forgot his name. I think he was a gay dude. I forgot his name. Rob Smith, I think his name was, talking about, oh my God, you Republicans, y'all I think Trump got in the bag, but he's behind in the cash. Damn near in 2 hours. No, sorry, 2 days. Going on 3 days by the time you see this video. Trump has raised over $200 million. I think he already outbeat Trump. Outbeat Trump. He already outraised Biden. $200 million. Let's look at it again. Since the New York verdict. But what MSNBC telling their audience? Is MSNBC audience getting the truth? Or they only get a one-sided narrative? They're getting an echo chamber, filtering out opposing opinions. The pundits on MSNBC does not properly articulate the opposition. Doesn't give a steel man to why people feel this is a politically motivated trial. Instead, they just like, no. Of course these people are idiots. Of course these people are misinformed. And then they wonder why they get labeled the condescending liberal. Why I always say liberals tend to be intellectually arrogant, overconfident, hubris. Trump's trials has become the biggest political backfire in history. These are people. These are actual people. This is not what I'm pretending. This is not me assuming what people are doing. This is not me pretending, I'm not making any arguments saying, oh, this is why these people are idiots. I'm just saying, look at the evidence, look at the facts. Y'all got nothing. And y'all sitting pretending here that y'all got something. And then y'all trying to make this narrative stick when it just highlights more and more that it's politically motivated, and most of Americans believe this. Only Democrats trust mainstream media. Non-Democrats don't. Independents don't trust mainstream media. Republicans definitely don't trust mainstream media. Defiant L's. Wait, what? The Supreme Court judges try to block me from relieving student loan debt. But that didn't stop me. I'm relieved I will have relieved student loan for over 5 million Americans. I'm going to keep doing it. No one's above the law. Democrats, all y'all prove to us is that y'all a bunch of hypocrites. Trump's on TikTok now, by the way. His first TikTok video, and within a couple of days, Biden has been on TikTok for months and only has 300K followers. Trump has been on there for less than 24 hours and he has over 2.5 million followers. November is coming. These are anecdotal evidence of me seeing, hey, there's some support coming for Trump. 30% of the donations that Trump was getting was from first-time political contributors. These people never contributed to Trump or any politician before. But what MSNBC is telling their audience? And then they have the gall to say conservative commentators, pundits are feeding people into an echo chamber, are misinforming people. Are you misinformed watching this video? You'll be more misinformed listening to the MSNBC video, clip that I just showed, than listening to this channel right here. Because I went through the left's reaction, right? I gave a little debate where both sides kind of clash on the issue, so you can get a more nuanced or actually articulated pushback against the narrative that they're trying to push. I'll argue that any non-mainstream news channel or whatever that you get, you'll be more informed than if you follow digital media. This is why people get their news from Twitter and not from these websites. That's why most Americans see the mainstream media as a threat to America. 59% clip. This is why only Democrats at a 70% clip believe that they can trust the mainstream media, while only 44% of independents say they can trust the mainstream media, and only 12% of Republicans said that they trust the media. This is why traffic to mainstream media is going down, especially when they put out articles saying that doing your own research can lead you to misinformation, disinformation. Also, caveat, most politically misinformation or disinformation experts skew heavily to the left. And they don't think this bias is bleeding into their work and how they present information. You a goddamn liar. Look at Google. Google Gemini is a perfect example of how bias can unconsciously leak into your work. These people sit here and pretend, oh, no, we're objective. We're just creating an AI bot free of bias. And then it's here creating revisionist history saying that George Washington was a black dude. Didn't want to put white families. They didn't want to generate images of white families, but they're quick to generate images of black families, Mexican families, Spanish families. White liberals have a bias, a negative bias against their own group of people. Imagine that. Self-hatred, white guilt. But you mad at Trump. Yo, the biggest political backfire in history. You convicted a man, more popular than ever, more people support him. Even Google Trends is not on your side, Biden. But for some reason, these people can close their eyes, close their ears, shout to the rooftop, la, 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 la. He convicted felon, convicted felon, convicted felon. Like that's helping their case. Everyone's like, yo, this convicted felon gave me the best economy of our lifetimes, 2019. This convicted felon is going to secure our borders. This convicted felon is going to do what we need him to do. And I'll run on that. Felon 47. Because even a felon is better than Joe Biden, than the Democratic Party. I got a video coming showing how these policies that liberals and Democrats keep pushing, how it keeps blowing up in their face, just like this political witch hunt, just like this politically motivated show trial. All these conflict of interest that the judge have, you donated to a political campaign, and then you're going to prosecute your political party's rival? There's laws on the books where judges are not allowed to make political contributions because of a bias, and you don't recuse yourself, and then you have the goal, the mainstream media has the goal to say that it's not a politically motivated trial. The judge's daughter is part of a Democrat's cabinet, fundraising off of the fact that Donald Trump is getting prosecuted. And they have the goal to call Donald Trump a liar. Donald Trump is an exaggerator, yes. But the real liars here is left-wing media. But I digress. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I'll be interested to hear what you guys have to say, your thoughts about it. What are your thoughts about Trump breaking damn near every record it seems to be breaking? What do you think about the support that Donald Trump is giving? And Are you optimistic about November? And don't let this just be like, okay, we don't need to do anything. No, this should make y'all want to go harder. This should make you, hey, reach out to people. Tell people, hey, man, who are you voting for, man? Hey, how are you feeling about the economy, man? You think Biden's the answer here? How is Biden the answer? I'm waiting. Oh, Donald Trump's a threat to democracy? Well, this guy's a threat to democracy. Look what he did. He said no one's above the law, but look at his son. Look what his son is doing. Look what he's doing. He got off. He was about to get prosecuted for the same thing Trump was getting prosecuted for Mar-a-Lago for having documents. And he was a vice president. And they didn't try him because he was mentally unfit. But this same person is also running for president. So you can't get convicted, Joe Biden, because you're mentally unfit, but you're mentally fit enough to run for president. Somebody lying. I'd like to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Let me know what you guys think. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I really do appreciate you guys watching to the end of the video. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.